Hey friends, Ryder Champouillon here from Point to Life Acupuncture. I'll come to you today with some information I think everybody can find a little bit benefit from. Today I'd like to go over what the 10 most frequently asked questions we get as acupuncturists. The first of which is, what is it that we do? What is it that we do? Most people in the field practice acupuncture, and as traditional straight TCM acupuncture is the insertion of very fine needles into specific points of the body to get a specific response from the body. Here at Point Life Acupuncture, we are East Asian medical providers, which means we have a little bit more extensive repertoire of tools that we use. We go from the 4 pillars of East Asian medicine, the first of which is tool usage, the most common of which is, of course, the acupuncture needle, but we also have other devices that we use, such as cupping and gua sha spoons, using a scrape on the skin. We do all sorts of different mobility tool work, devices to help break up scar tissue, fascial restrictions in the body, get the blood flow increased. Of course, we do things like therapeutic electro acupuncture and electrotranscutaneous acupuncture, muscle stim development, heat therapies, laser therapies. One of my favorites, kinesiotaping. But first pillar is tool usage, and of that we use many different tools. Second pillar of what we do at Point of Life Acupuncture and East Asian medicine is manual therapies. Manual therapies, anything involved in the hands, tuina, massage, stretching, partner-assisted stretching, corrective postural therapies, things of that nature, where we're using our hands as the device to make the person better. Third pillar of East Asian medicine is ingestible therapeutics, where of course we have dietary modifications. We use Muscle Up Paleo as one of our standby meal plans to get people started on their health and wellness needs, get them on a clean, organic lifestyle. Of course, we also do recommendations of supplementations and vitamins, things like Green Vibrance, a fantastic product, herbal medicinal therapies, either topical like Zhenggu Shui or internal herbal formulations that we come up, custom compounded. Vitamin supplementations, Metagenic is one of the top companies that we use in the office here because their quality and consistency is across the board outstanding. And the fourth pillar of East Asian medicine is self-regulatory exercises, more properly known as Qigong, but it's a little bit more broader than just the Chinese concept of Qigong. It's things that you can be able to do on your own, where we can give you an at-home assignment to do, be it stretching, meditation, a walk, breathing, mindfulness practices, things that really hold yourself accountable for making those changes and states in your own body. So here at Point of Life Acupuncture, we perform East Asian medicine, not just your little poke and run acupuncture, but a full component of health and wellness, looking at the whole of the body and all the different parts that we can work on with it. Does acupuncture hurt? That's the second question. So here I got a little demonstration for you. Most people think about needles, and you think about the typical needle a doctor gives you a shot or draws your blood with. And as you can see, they are pretty thick. I can hold it up a little close here. Where's the camera? It's on this side. As you can see, that's a pretty substantially thick needle. In comparison, our acupuncture needles, you probably won't even be able to see it on here. Very thin. To give you a little comparison between the two, I can go like this. I can also go put it through the hole here, if it will fit through the sides, there we go. As you can tell there, there you go, drastic size change. To make the point a little even more substantial for you, I took a little time beforehand, and same needles, I put 16 of our needles into the hole of that syringe the doctor would give you a shot with. So our needles are very fine, pretty much the size of a piece of hair. As you can see here, you can't even really see it up against the blackness of my shirt here. Very fine, thin needles. So acupuncture doesn't hurt, although it does need to give a stimulus to the body, just like massage. You know, sometimes you get into those knots, those indurations, and it's a little achy, little dull sensation, you know, but you got to work through it to really make the change in the body. But of course that is dosable, so if something is intolerable or just a little uncomfortable with somebody, we can always reduce it down a little bit. You know, dosage is appropriate, and adverse side effects in acupuncture is discomfort, so we try to minimize those adverse reactions while still giving you appropriate amount of dose to make the change. So does it hurt? No, but does there some sensation? Yes, it needs to be a sensation-full experience to make a change in the body, or else the body has no reason to change because there is no stimulus to change it. Third question is, does East Asian medicine work? There are reports of 3 to 5, sometimes in some reports back to 10,000 years of East Asian medical history. China is one of the largest population demographics on the planet, counting all of rest of Asia and Asian medicine, East Asian, Southern Asian medicine. You know, you talk about more than half the world's population that's had a long-standing belief in this medical style that works. You know, and really snake oil salesmen get caught. You think about Bernie Madoff, one of the largest, if not the largest scam on the planet, in the history of the planet, and how long did that last for? A couple decades, and he got nailed. We're talking about thousands upon thousands upon thousands of years. Where our country is, you know, a couple hundred years old, we're talking about 5,000, 10,000 years of history. So You can look, a lot of the medical journals are starting to write reports about it, doing things with functional MRIs, proving that there are understood ways that these points have correlations with neurological effects in the brain, hormonal systems within the body. A lot of insurances are starting to cover it, take acknowledgement to it, and once you have the insurances and doctors and things starting to work together, all of a sudden it becomes a little bit more popular. So, we thank them for that, but we hope they give us a little bit more pronounced, applause for what we do, because it really is one of the safest and most effective forms of medical health care on the planet. Fourth question, what does East Asian Medical treat? Everything from your toes to your nose and your hair. I've seen patients for balding, I've seen patients for toe fungus, I've seen patients for digestive complaints, cardiorespiratory disorders, muscle aches, pains, orthopedic and neurological things like that. Fertility is a huge one, both with women's menstrual irregularities and discomforts and things like that, as well as perimenopausal, postmenopausal problems with conception, working to promote fertility with men and women. So really everything in the body. In China and Asia, it really sets the standard of generalized healthcare. This country really much more known for pain relief and stress and fertility. Those kind of things are really big. It's the three big ones. But really there's nothing in the body that we cannot work on treating and improving. Between all four pillars of East Asian medicine, maybe the acupuncture needle may not be the best tool to work on something, but the other three pillars really do give us a repertoire of tools to use that can really bring the entire body up to a better state of health. And with that, what would you see as being unrelated symptoms or unrelated disease patterns really can find a better way of improvement. So how does East Asian medicine work? It's kind of a really difficult, long-winded topic. I'm going to try to keep it as short as possible for the time length of this movie here. East Asian medicine works by instilling specific stimuluses to different tissues or systems within the body. Those stimuluses are reproducible, predictable effects. So we know if a metronome is tapping slow, it's going to slow your body's natural biorhythms and timings down. Your heart rate will slow. You listen to slow music, things like that. Different stimuluses in the body, because everything in the universe is cause and effect. The body follows suit. Different stimuluses to the body will cause predictable responses in the body. Cause and effect. So with that, thousands of years of trial and error, we figured out how to really manipulate these fine-tuning mechanisms to really bring out the best and most efficient way of caring for people. That's it in a nutshell. We can go into much more detail. If you want to give me a call, we can talk about it. I'd love jibber-jabbering about it. So our sixth question is acupuncture the same now as it was thousands of years ago? And that's kind of common traditional Chinese medicine as it's being practiced today was re-brought to light by the Socialist Republic of China when they came to power. I think it was something like 95, 97 years ago or so. Prior to that, it was a little more esoteric, a little bit more spiritual, really looked at there being no borders between ourselves and the environment and the universe that we're in. In some respects, the way that now modern quantum physics and modern science start to look at that, hey, what we all are atoms, electrons, we are this celestial space soup that's floating around out here, particles of space that are floating around. We are seeing things made of stars and all that stuff. They really kept that into account, that we are part of our environment is part of us, we are one and the same and in conjunction with each other. So the medicine as it was traditionally practiced thousands of years ago was quite different. Those practitioners that have been privileged enough to learn some of these techniques, myself being one of those included, really see medicine as being a very different way now it's being treated now as to back in the classical styles. Doesn't mean that either one is better or worse than the other. It's just that they are different types of fruit. Like a Granny Smith apple is much different than a Macintosh apple. They're both yummy apples, but if you want a Granny Smith apple and you eat a Macintosh, you're not going to have the same desired result, not the same desired outcome. So something to be kept in mind. A lot of practitioners out there say, our medicine style dates back, 3,000, 5,000 years, but they're really practicing only the TCM style that dates back a couple hundred years. So not even 100 years, 100 less years. So that's that. Number 7 now we're up to. How was acupuncture discovered? There are various opinions on this. My personal belief from the research that I've been given and looked up myself is that it really was a derivative of manual therapy. Typically what do? We hit our head, back in the day we're banging rocks to make, a spear or a knife or something like that. You hit your thumb, when you do, that hurts. And then, what do? You rub it out. And then rubbing it out, you start to find out other things. When I hit here, wait, what? My wrist starts to work. When I rub my thumb, my forearm and wrist is feeling better. Man, my hand is really, really sore, but when I rub around my elbow, all of a sudden my hand starts to feel better. And sometimes the local problem is really a distal a long distance away problem that's going on. Wrist and elbow pains originating in the shoulder or the neck. I got numbness in my hand. Wait, when I move my neck like this, I feel it down here. Something here must be connected down here. They didn't have autopsies. They didn't have nerves and MRIs that they could visualize and see these things. So they just knew that there was these connections. They started realizing that these connections worked both local in certain areas, but also had distal effects on the body. And again, thousands of years and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of trial and error experiments, they came to this kind of system and finalized reproducible, predictable results pattern. That was 7. How is acupuncture discovered? Number 8, we have, does insurance cover acupuncture? This one, actually, yes. Most insurances are covering acupuncture. No fault covers it across the board. So if you're involved in a motor vehicle accident, you have 100% coverage with that as long as your case is still open and you haven't been denied of acupuncture coverage and benefits. As far as major medical, many of them do cover. You can give us a call at the office. We also have a little questionnaire you can fill out on our website, acupunctureoflongisland.com. That will send us an email with all your insurance information, and we can typically qualify that within 24 hours. Most of the insurances are on a computer gateway where we can check within just a couple moments as to your benefits, deductible payments, co-insurances, so forth like that. So many of the insurances do cover. We check everybody across the board to make sure that you have the right information and that we have reference numbers and stuff saying that if you are covered, they say that you are covered, that you really truly are. This way there's no risk to you, all the benefits to you. The risk is on us for that. That was number 8. Number 9, how long does it take to get results? It really depends on the problem that person's coming in, what their condition is, how long lasting it is, and what their personal constitution and health patterns are. Typically things that are longer lasting and been bothering you for a longer time take a longer time to fix. Things that are shorter, they just came in yesterday, I was running, my hips hurts, my butt hurts a little bit, maybe my calf sore. Those things usually can wrap up within like a day or so, common cold, really quick, but it really depends on the condition and the constitution of the person. Some things are long duration things when you come in. I've had patients that came in with severe head traumas where portions of their brains had been removed. For those people, we're looking at lifetime care plans to try to maximize how they feel on a daily basis, but also minimize the progression of their ailments, with something that's going to have that much of a dysfunction to the body and it's going to be a limiting factor as the person progresses. Those things kind of catch up with them over time, right? Aches and pains kind of stick around with you and get worse over the years if not corrected, and something that's that degrading to the system is going to need that much more care. So those people come in on a standard couple times throughout the week to make sure that they maintain their state of health, but that's very uncommon. Most people, it's a once a week kind of treatment until we get things under control, whatever their chief complaint is. But more often than not, people start to realize that, hey, just because my back hurts doesn't mean my back's the only problem within my system. You fixed my back so well, what can you do for the rest of me? And it's really about optimization. There's a big buffer between being ill, being diseased, being healthy, and most people think, oh, healthy is the apex of it. If you're healthy, you have the absence of disease and illness, you're fantastic. But then we really look into what is more than just being healthy, and its ability to do more work, have more life, have more freedom, more benefit, more joy, and that starts to go into the realm of fitness. So we really look at a bigger perspective of going from fitness through health, where being able to be fit and do more is a buffer to your health, and then from health, then you have the negative diseases and illness and things that account for that. So once we get you to a state of health, we really try to optimize and get you onto a fitness plan to really make sure that you have a better buffer. It's really an insurance policy for your own health and best interest. Number 10, who could receive East Asian medicine? Anyone, man. If you are alive or not yet born, we treat you. I've had parents come in that were trying to conceive, mothers who have been treated throughout their conception and gestation phases, through the birth. We've had people that have come in, women that have come in to be induced just before, a little late term kind of things going on, late in delivery, have them induced. Infants coming in thereafter, up till, little old Miss McGillicuddy, 99 years old. Everybody comes in. So if you are not yet born or still alive, you're a candidate for acupuncture or East Asian medicine, and there's always something that we can find to benefit for you. Any more information that you guys like, please feel free to reach out to me. Point of Life Acupuncture. We are acupunctureoflongisland.com. You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, or of course you can call the office at 631-629-LIFE. That's 631-629-5433. Ryder Champouillon, Point of Life Acupuncture. Be well, live life fully.